I should remind myself to. I really should remind myself to put the chat box in the in the like the starting soon screen, but I keep forgetting to actually do that. So let me just type a letter and make sure that's working. Yes, that is working. Perfect. Okay. So I've already... Yeah, sorry, I got the game running. Of course, I'm still using Redream because Redream's kind of just been my go-to choice for emulation for Dreamcast. I do like Flycast. I actually did try Flycast recently. And there's some things about Flycast that I do like. But for me, I always just found that Redream just kind of works very simply and very fuss-free. So it's kind of why I tend to use Redream. It's why I paid what was it, $5 or whatever to get the upscaling features, because I like the emulator enough to warrant doing so. So yeah, this is going to be a really interesting playthrough. I have played this game for 20... I've been playing this game since it came out in like 2000, and I've never in those 22 years have ever tried to use a C-class card to play through the game. Never, ever, ever, ever once. I always went B-class because I could afford it. So we're going to finally, after 22 years, we're finally going to be looking into using a C-class car. Somebody wants to try DC. I honestly, NFS, either emulator works really well. If it's if it's a game with Windows CE based, I think you want to use Flycast though. If it's Windows CE, Flycast. I think there's something with Redream that doesn't like Windows CE based Dreamcast games. So if it is one of those, use Flycast. But for everything else, Redream works perfectly fine. Okay, so we got also hello Jake, and hello Tuz and Edgy Jake, JakeMR2, Franco, Chris, NFS, Marcis, Mike, everyone who's here, Inferno, Ludo. I'm Tyler. I'm already losing track because I'm bad with keeping track of things. All right, so we could start with one of these 86s, which wouldn't give us a lot of power, but it would be very cheap. But both cars are exceptionally cheap. We have a C-Class car we can't even afford. Look, another C-Class car we definitely can't afford. This one would probably be one of the best bets. It's one of the cheapest C-Class cars, and also at 160 horsepower, one of the most powerful, and also very light too. So the CRX is definitely probably one of the best choices for the EF8 as it is in this game, because not technically, it isn't technically, one second. It isn't like technically licensed. But this is, I think, for value for money, this is probably going to be right up there. EG6 is it's a little bit more, you get a little more power, it's a little bit heavier, and just a little bit more money, but I still think this would be a pretty good choice. It just depends. Do I want to sacrifice the less power for slightly less cost and less weight, or do I just go for this? And then Civic Type R, which we can't afford, and then beyond it, yeah, there's only 4 cars we could choose from, either one of the 86s or the CRX or Civic. So yeah, I think because for value for money, we gotta go with this. This is, in my opinion, probably going to be the best bet. It's the cheapest, and it makes a lot of it's one of the more powerful cars you could start with in C-Class, and it's one of the lightest too. So for me, this is yes, of course I'm going to put a stupid name on it. Of course, I am bad. And of course, if we can only... There's only one license plate appropriate for this, and that's Dingus. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess what else would you expect, right? I've realized that my old dingus friggin' button is not currently mapped, and I have a horn there instead. So let me reconfigure the dingus friggin' button.
Dingus friggin'.
There we go.
Dingus friggin', dingus friggin'.
There we go, because I got it 3 times. And random sound for Edgy Jake. Oh, how appropriate. Anyways, so we got about quite a bit of extra money, so what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is... okay, no, that's not really gonna be worth it right now. The rule of thumb I always remember about this game is the tire type, your aero parts, just put it on. The car will benefit from it. Even if it doesn't look that great, just do it. That's basically, like, common rule. Like, when it comes to this game, that's, like, common rule of thumb. And then we basically just stripped off all the plastic bit. I kind of like that, I'm not gonna lie. This is kind of silly. But you know what? It'll work. It'll totally work. Why are the parts licensed but not the cars? I don't know. Ask Gunky. It would work wonders in the rain and fog if this game had rain and fog. This is what we call getting trolled by chat requests. Not, well, a few of them I wouldn't really say, but you know. And yeah, I gotta keep it to my blue theme, so we'll add a splash of blue onto it. Yeah, and a lot of this is probably gonna be fairly expensive. It will get... The tires aren't too expensive, though, so I will put those on. Oh, no, I can't quite afford it. Alright, so we'll put on this muffler, then. That kind of puts it to nearly the that other Civic's amount of power, just 1 horsepower short. And then, I've never been very good with figuring out how any of these work, so... But yeah, there's a lot that I can't do right now because it's mostly stock parts anyways. Also, Marcis with a random sound request. Hammond! But Hammond's not here. Yep, a splash of blue selects an aggressive shit. How? Come on, that's not that aggressive. I could have made it way more aggressive than that, Jake. Trust me. Yeah, I mean, if you have points, you might as well use them. I'm not gonna complain. And of course, it does the thing where we're like almost directly on top of someone, so I have to like slow down a little bit. Of all the random sound requests, it's as soon as we get into starting an event. Oh, this guy's already brake checking me. What an asshole. Can't believe it. What are my plans for this year? I'm just gonna be doing a lot of like very streamed and stuff, just mostly going through a lot of the games I own and stuff, just doing like random things and whatnot, just seeing like what works, seeing what people enjoy. Like, I want to just showcase a lot of my stuff and play games that I enjoy, even if it means I've touched them before, because for me it's about just, I want to just have fun doing it, because I want to just, you know, the fun is like the most important thing. And that was, I think, one of the reasons I struggled for the longest time, because I always felt like I had to do something different after a while, and then I would never do anything because I could never think. So that's why I'm deciding, like, who cares if I played certain games before? If I enjoy them and people watch, that's really all that matters. So I'd rather just do it that way, and just go for that sort of approach, you know? Oh god, this car's handling is kind of weird. It doesn't feel very grippy. It kind of feels like you kind of have to flick it around a bit to really kind of get a response from it. Like, it's not like it's really bad or anything. It's just weird. And I recognize this one very well. They'll always challenge. This particular rolling guy will always flash their lights at you if you get ahead of them. So it seems to be from what I understand. There's always certain rivals. Certain rivals will always be the one that will want to challenge you. So. And rolling guy number 6 is one of them. I got all. Yeah, like and that's the thing too, right, Marcus? I have a huge backlog of games. I might as well just go through them randomly and see what people enjoy, and because who knows what might get people to tune in and say, hey, that's really cool. Because that's the idea, right? Is having people to come in and enjoy what they're watching. The fact that rolling guys are assholes in TXR2, but in TXR3 canonically, according to their character descriptions, they're actually cool people. Maybe it's just a case. I mean, when you think about it, Jake, the original leader was during TXR2, and then the son of that leader becomes the leader in TXR3. So maybe it was the old guard being the asshole. You never know. Just things I like to think about. Oh yeah, and I have a PCSX2 with Vulcan. I'll probably do something with Burnout 3 on that too, because not just the fact that Vulcan works, but also they finally fixed the skybox issue with Burnout 3, so you no longer have to do the software to hardware switch. That they finally fixed that, which makes me really happy. Yeah, probably the front bumper is more than rear drag co-op thing. Yeah, character development or team development. Okay, now that one. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought this was one of those wanders that I'd have to get a lot of people to beat, but no, they're just gonna. Oh, what the hell happened? Oh no, what is going on? Ah, I wanted to be ahead. Damn it. Oh, thanks. Cool, nice and cool. And thus, we have the problem with using a C-Class car so early. Even these wanders are going to be outrageously more difficult. And I'm not going that way yet, so you can get screwed. That's why I wanted to start ahead, so because I could have bounced off of them and try to defend my position. But no. Oh wait, hang on. I passed somebody. Just gonna speed up the emulation and let them get up to here. I know who it is. It's just, Oh, there we go. Kind of started. It's kind of a bit far away, so yeah, speed this up a bit. There we go. Because otherwise we'd be sitting there for a little bit and not being able. Do you mind? What is it with all you guys brake checking me? Wait, Midnight Club 3 gets performance benefits through the Vulcan renderer? I knew about GT4. I didn't know that Midnight Club 3 also benefits running on Vulcan now. I'll have to take a look at that. Yeah, they're part of. Yeah, both the orange 86s are part of Rolling Guy. because it's rolling guys number 3 and is it number 3? I think it's 4 and no, it's 3 and 5. I think. I already don't remember. You think I would after so many years of playing this game, but apparently not. If I could find a way to get this thing to turn sharper, because one thing I've never been good is understanding how tuning works in like advanced tuning works in most games. I just look at it and think, what do these numbers do? What does this do? What does that do? What does any of this do? Oh, there's number 2. Number 2 is easy to recognize because he's the only one with the white 86. Oh, see, it nearly happened again. Nearly got brake checked again, but this time I kind of saw it coming and just swerved to the left to not bump into them. My friend was gushing praise of how smoothly. All right, perfect. Because I knew about that 60 frame. I knew about that 60 frame per second patch, but since apparently it's working, like working so well through Vulkan, I'm definitely gonna have to take a look at that because that just sounds like hype. I've never tried MSR through Redream, but I'd suspect it would work just fine, to be honest. I'll have to take a look, though. Alright, so this next one's going to be a little bit over, so we're going to just speed this up a little bit, just to save a bit of time. At least this car, I remember doing this in the past, and I would always just bump into stuff because my car is too fast, and I can't react quick enough to how fast the game is moving. But with this car, it's not too bad. Oh no, they're just gonna reject me because I don't. Kamikaze Ken is one of those that you need a lot. You need quite a few amount of wins before they'll face you. See if I could try this Wanderer again, though, real quick. Oh, for fuck's sakes! Now it's gonna they're gonna be too far away. And it's just gonna end because this game always has like a timeout. Like if it takes too long, it'll just cancel out the forthcoming challenge. And yeah, they're gonna just turn around. So I think I'll just send the car in, and just because of the mileage, the car slows down the longer you're driving it. Yeah, I'll definitely have to try some more PS2 games on the emulator since the Vulkan render is now a thing. Oh, I could buy a better clutch, so I'll do that. The better clutch strips a little bit of weight from the car. Yep, speed up the loading, because no one wants to sit through load times. Yeah, that's the thing that always annoyed me. Like, you could go to a rest stop in TXR3 and it would cool your engine down, but your tires are still useless. But if you've been out long enough, your tires will still be useless. Oh, we're already jumping up a few teams here. That's knife and forks. With one of the cars I couldn't actually afford. Damn, see the difference is if I was to use one of my usual starting cars, I wouldn't worry about having that car just hold on to me like that. But not this. I can't do that now. Oh well, at least I've already lost them, so it's fine. No big deal. And yes, get used to seeing very small money amounts in this game, because if you've never seen this game before, because you don't make a lot of money in this game. Oh, fuck. I figured someone named Hothead would have a car that's either red or orange, if not green. Well, maybe they're a lime head. Who knows? Also, hello, Lotus. Good morning to you. Now we got a little gang. Oh no, this person isn't gonna challenge me. I gotta do the challenging. Small money income is my biggest put off. Well, you definitely wouldn't enjoy this game then. Oh yeah, I'm guessing you watched that whole state of play thing already. Because oh god, I haven't felt this hyped for a Gran Turismo game since GT4. I feel like a kid again, honestly. Like, I fucking need GT7 so bad. Please. Please give it to me. Please. Yeah, no worries, Marcus. Try to get some rest if you can. If you're like tired or something. Yeah, maximum. I basically have like maximum hype mode for GT7 as well. And it's nice to actually feel like this excited about a game again, because it's been so long since I've had like this amount of like hype for a game. Because it's felt like it almost practically feels like it's been years for me. But the fact that we now finally have I finally have a game I could like look this forward to, it just makes me so happy. Can't believe they're gonna release GT7 before the PS5 comes out. God damn, I can't believe they've done this. What about you? Nope, you're not one of them. A111, this one is. That would have been really cool to have as a starter vehicle, but no, you gotta unlock it. Sir, pick a lane. You chose the wrong lane. What a lemon. Okay. Yeah, no, that definitely made that one really easy, to be honest. Is that my opponent's persona? I don't know. Could it be? Okay, some more. Well, again, more speed up because this next one's kind of a ways away. Again, I apologize that this bit of silence is just trying to like. It would just take me a while, so I'm just doing this kind of speed, just kind of smooth things along a bit quicker, Okay, nearly at the next person. Alright. Oh, is this guy even gonna challenge me? Maybe if I get in front of him? No, I don't think he's... I think if I challenge him, he's gonna reject, but I'm not entirely sure. Let me see. Yeah, okay, so that was a waste of time. Next. And this person is too close to where it goes to the Mokojima, so we gotta go past them. And the next one is there's one. Oh wait, no, that's just the same. That's just the Wanderer again. Okay, we'll just return back and go back out. Put some better brakes on it too. Just continue making small improvements to the car. Oh yeah, fucking just went right up to. Yeah, that's one of my favorite old things. What I'm probably gonna be doing, because I have a new channel for like archives and stuff from stream. I'm probably gonna move all my old archives over to there, like it. The links will probably I'll probably keep the old links up for like a week or so, and then I'll just mention the comments. It's just being moved over just to declutter the channel. I want to just, you know. I don't know. I've yet to decide, but I might just, or I might just make a second. I might just leave them up and just have another source for them. If I remember correctly, I think the prelude is not in the Japanese version of this game. I think this because there's actually a few cars that are in this version that are exclusive to the US version. And EU version, I think, is on top of that as well. And the prelude, I believe, is one of those. I think. I did not completely clear that. Casha, I'm not taking challenges right now. I mean, the CRX is probably the car that a lot of people just go to because it's in terms of like money for value. I do wonder if that the EG Civic would have been a better choice, even despite its slightly more expensive price tag, just because of maybe it just handles a bit nicer. I'm not sure, but I thought just in terms of value for money, the CRX is the best choice. Wait, there's this one rolling guy I need. Get here. Why did my guy just slam into the wall like a dingus? Well, I guess it is on the license plate after all. Oh, Jesus. So much swerving everywhere. Some Japanese, I got a guy I watched replace the CRX with an FD after like 2 hours. I'm not surprised. So the CRX would probably just be the better choice then, I'm guessing. Which means I made the right choice. I have to look at what parts table to... Okay, yeah. Better order food. Was everybody want? Can I get a burger? I'm hungry. Feed. Probably make something after the stream anyways. So, let's see how my CRX hand does with the... Yep. I don't know why he decided to brake there. There wasn't any need to brake there. Does it really handle better than the EG? Shit. Okay. I didn't realize the What I should look up is like if there's like any tunes or something that people have made for this CRX. I'm wondering about that. Hello, Denny, by the way. Like, I'm wondering if like anyone has like actually like an actual setup because to try and just get a little bit more out of this car. How about you? Will you challenge me? No? The new place is nice. I like this. I like the area I'm in now. It feels very homely. Oh, come on, game. Why are you doing this to me? Eclipse. This guy has like no faith in driving whatsoever. And they're supposed to call themselves the Comeback Kid, and so I'm expecting them to be to strike down with fury and more fury. I don't remember the I don't remember the phrase anymore. I'm old. An egg with a lisp. A lispy. It is weird to see that car in Japan. Yeah, because I don't think they ever sold the CRX over there, did they? Also, hello, Grayscale. God damn it, Fingers, stop doxing me. Oh, the Mitsubishi. Yes, sorry. I'm stupid. My brain, like, shut off for a moment. Wait, they actually did sell the Eclipse in Japan? And then we'll just fast forward over to this next car. Damn it. Oh, for fuck's sakes. That is, you mentioned, that is a moment of stupidity right there. Oh, it's this guy again. Fucking hell. This guy wants to show up a lot for some reason. But I'm not gonna beat the requirement right now. Alright. Let's just go back in. Might hold on for that power upgrade. Yeah, we're just gonna hold. We're just gonna hold for now.
Dingus friggin'.
And Lotus with the random sound.
I'm not at home. This isn't my home.
I mean, Japan is not my home, so. And now we're already getting Nessus Limited appearing. Before I even get the bosses of any other teams. God damn it. Whose clip is that with the Mario World? That would be that's an old clip from Vinny from Vine Sauce. Really gotta turn a little earlier for that corner. Yeah, I imagine that's. I've seen a few people doing that as well. Also, random sound for Chris.
Wait! Don't tell me!
You want me to, etc. I think it might be a three-way GTS. Interesting. That would be very interesting. Okay, yeah. Just move things along here. Okay. According to this... Oh, damn.
Woiwa.
Woiwa. Damn it, Brian, you're supposed to say it properly. It's Wawawiwa. Hey, hello, Badger. Thank you for the 30 months with a Tier 2 subscription. According to this forum thread, some first-gen Eclipses got exported to Japan, but they never officially sold second-gens there. Interesting. And yeah, it really does suck that their Midtown Menace 3 never got a PC port. That would have been... I think the game would have been... Like, you know how Blur recently has gotten online servers again, which that might be a stream idea in the future, to play Blur online. If Midtown Menace 3 had gotten a PC port, I wouldn't be surprised if they did something... If people tried to do something similar with that. Or, you know... Or if they just did it like Midtown Menace 1 and 2, where you just connect via TCP/IP, which means it can never... Which... I can understand why games moved away from that, but games... I really think TCP/IP online connections should still be a thing, for the fact that it means that if like, the game will technically always have online of some sorts. Yeah, Rally Sport Challenge had the PC version. And I know people, for people wondering, I have part 11 uploaded. I gotta just finish editing out all the main stuff, and then I'll probably upload it after stream tonight. And then I still gotta record the commentary for the rest of it. The good news is, since the move, even though I'm not yet on the hardwire, my upload speed is so much fast. My upload speed is so much faster now. So I've got, like, my upload speed is so good now that, like, a video should upload fairly quickly. Why is she angry? Oh, sorry. Wait a second. Plugging that dingus in, plugging it in. Yeah, that's what I technically have is I have fiber optic. We just need to get an actual wire, because where I am right now, like the router box is upstairs and I'm on a mesh. And whilst the mesh I'm using has an Ethernet port, so I can use that to at least get the most stable signal I can from it, there are moments where it still might occasionally dip and the bitrate might go down. So the spot that I have it in right now seems to be the most reliable, so I'm leaving it there. But I have to make sure it stays there and doesn't move, because the mesh does not like being moved, or the sudden bitrate drop happens. I don't know why. That's one of the reasons I want to get the hardwire, because that would getting the hardwire would probably stop that. I wouldn't have to worry about those dips anymore. It would just stay a constant, and that's what I want, is for it to just stay a constant. Okay, so I realized I was talking so much I didn't even really think much about speeding it up. So again, I'm not going to challenge them just yet, because I'm probably still not at their threshold of wins yet. Yeah, because the thing with Kamikaze Candy is you have to get... I think you need at least more than 20, 25 wins or something before they'll consider facing you. Yes, that's, okay, yeah, and... Fine, rat. Well, no, Koji is still based on days. It's just that, you also have to have a certain amount of wins. It's the same thing in TXR TXR 0. You have to have like a certain amount of wins before they'll actually challenge you. So if you don't have like those amount of wins, they won't face you. So like if I go up to them and try to challenge them, they'll just reject it. They'll just be like, no. Please don't swim in the Fruit Punch Foundation. Man, I want some Fruit Punch now. All right, well we can now get the first upgrade. Well, it would be, well, again, the rule of thumb is whenever you can. That does not count as another color. Okay, so I just have a random fucking red bumper bit. What the fuck? Why is that a thing? That's just really weird. Oh my god, like, how many times are you gonna fucking show up and waste my goddamn time? Stupid firestorm. Wait, listen. Fuck. We're just gonna drive over to the next person. And continuously run into everything like an idiot. Do I consider TXR 0 an updated port of TXR 2? I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, in a lot of ways, yes. In some aspects, no. In terms of main structure, definitely yes. But I would just consider TXR 0 in most ways to be just an improved version of TXR 2. And I know it's with me saying improved version, people will be asking, well, why don't you play that instead? Well, because TXR 2 has a special place in my heart. It's a game that I spent a lot of time with when I was young. So the game still means something to me. Damn it. That's gonna be stuck in my head for a while now. Fuck. Oh, Fruit Punch Fountain. I just realized it's Fountain. Yeah. Look. I've been out of this for a while. Tank, give me a break. I'm trying to find my feet. I'm just trying to find my feet again. Okay. Very much improved over from 2. They added stuff to the whole... Yeah, exactly, right? Like, honestly, it's just... I know... Oh, Jesus, what are you doing? It's just, in a lot of ways, I would just say, like... If you want to play TXR 2, play TXR 0. If you really want to play TXR 2, then play TXR 2, because it's still a fun game. It's just... TXR 0 is, in a lot of ways, just going to be the easier game for a lot more people to approach. So for those people, you're gonna want, like, if approachability is important to you, yeah, definitely go with TXR 0, because that's gonna be way more approachable than TXR 2 is. TXR 2 is a balls ache of a game, and pretty much most people within the TXR fan base would agree. Like, to 100% this game, you have to play through it multiple times. You can't just do one play. Like TXR 1, you could do you obviously could do one playthrough. TXR 0, you can do one play. The only way to 100% is through one playthrough. TXR, same thing with TXR 3, just one playthrough. TXR 2, you have to play through the game multiple times, and that's not even taking into account you have to be like you have to lose against certain rivals to have other certain members of teams appear. You gotta drive B class cars, you gotta drive A class cars for bosses and stuff. You have to play. THR 2 is the most excessive game in the series. So if 100%ing the game is that important to you, you're gonna have to get ready for the fact that you're gonna basically have to work your ass off for this game, and especially with the meager funds that the game gives you through most of the playthrough. Yeah, you're gonna have your work cut out for you. So. Oh hey, a Honda Accord that was not sold in Japan. For some reason, we're in Japan, and this version of the Honda Accord appears right now. Damn, I was kind of hoping I could just, like, kind of keep close to them so they bump into the back of that traffic car. They were too smart for that. Yeah. Well, there are some wanderers in THR 0 that you need to drive certain vehicles for. Like, they won't face you unless you drive a certain car, but it's usually not that expansive in terms of, like, just anything from the class. I think part of the reason they might have done it grayscale is just because Crave was like, hey, let's, you know, localize it a bit, make it a bit more familiar to the US audience, which is funny because it's a game set in Japan. Though I think I would imagine Crave was doing that less because they felt that less because they, like, you know, probably wanted to, but probably more in the case of it was just a case of they felt maybe it was absolutely necessary to make it more, to make it easier to sell. The California place, though, I don't know what the fuck that was about. That just makes no sense. Oh, hey. It's the car guy. In a fucking Peugeot, which I can never say properly because Peugeot. People get mad at me because I can't say that car brand's name properly most of the time. I'm like, I'm sorry, French is not my main language. It's a silly, dumb word that sounds dumb. So I apologize for the fact that me, a non-native French speaker, can't say it properly. I tried my best. I'm pretty sure the best I could manage is Peugeot. Chow. Sorry, that one was admittedly me just taking the piss. Per ZX Spectrum. That's when you get dumb people say, but you're Canadian though. Yeah, but do you realize? Yeah, but it's not like but I'm not fluent in French. I grew up in province. I've grown up all my life in provinces where English is the dominant language of choice over French. I only had to learn French in school because French is technically an official language here. But the only province that uses French over English as like the main choice is Quebec. Quebec, for some reason, is like, oh, we want to prioritize French over English because Quebec's weird. It's like, so it's like, see, so it's like, you know, I apologize for the fact that, like, I can't do very well with the French. I'm limited on my French. If I really wanted to know how to say things in French, I just contact Ludo. Quebec's like, we want to be our own country. No, you exact. I mean, it's not even just that. It's also that failed Wex. It's also that failed Wexit movement. It's like, we want to be independent from Canada. It's like, no, you don't. He didn't pick up any French with me. Desi, you realize how many years ago that playthrough was? You think I'm going to remember the French lines that are said in that game? Especially when I probably wasn't paying that much attention to them in the said playthrough. Can man. This man likes cans. Man with can. Yeah, fucking text it. Like, I didn't even realize that was a thing. Cyberpunk 2077 has Texas as independent. Really? That's kind of amusing. It's funny though. You get these people that are so adamant about wanting to do this because, oh, we don't like how the government is. We don't like how we're being treated. It's like, buddy, trying to not be a part of Canada anymore is not just gonna solve all the problems. If anything, it will probably escalate new problems. Sorry, anyone who's in here who's a non-Canadian listening in must be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Please hit the divider. Please hit the divider. Sad. How's a hello, John, by the way? Happy middle of the week. Alright, so I've been out for a bit, so let's bring the car back. And that's 7 wins, at least in that particular section, so that builds up some monies. We might as well complete the, all that. And I like the spoiler. Now we got a dumb spoiler on it. But again, it's the rule of thumb. Just go with the best. When it comes to aero, just put the best stuff on the car. That's just how the rule of thumb works. And just because I can afford it, let's put that suspension on as well. So weird having like all this red on the car. It looks like one of those things that you should be able to change the color of, but it does not appear as an option. Alright. Come here, you. Oh, for God's sakes. How many times are you gonna just keep appearing as like the first thing? I'm just gonna go right back in. We're already getting Black Knight showing up. Oh boy. Hell, where I live, Louisiana, in Cyberpunk lore doesn't exist anymore because it got hit by 5 hurricanes or something back to back. Jesus. Why does Cyberpunk have it out for Louisiana? What did Louisiana ever do? What did Louisiana ever do to the developers of that game? Alright, well I was expecting that. I was actually expecting that to be a bit more challenging, but it wasn't actually that bad. All these fucking wanderers showing up in like such succession. Like I need to, like I'm probably not gonna be at the requirement still for this guy, so nope. Why must you take up all these slots and get in the way when I can't actually face you because y'all are cowards? I'm blinking my headlights at you. Just face me. Who cares? Your dumb requirements. Sorry. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I do remember about that. Well, honestly, John, this car is the best choice for all the C-Class cars in terms of just starting with, because just value, in terms of like value for money, it's like the best to go for. It's like the best to go for. Let's be one that blinks. Nope, it is not. But yeah, Black Rider. Oh my god. Get it together. Man, these wagons aren't pushing it. Aren't pushing. I did mess around in NFS Heat Studio, and it makes me realize that, yeah, they could have done more with the customization for some of those cars in Heat. Really, it was kind of like a missed opportunity. It was definitely a missed opportunity, in my opinion, which is a shame. Oh, good. I'm glad I just went with my instinct on that one. Car killer. It's like, but mate, you're in a car, so does that mean you're gonna kill your own car at this I guess so. I guess you are gonna kill your own car in the process. Thanks for thanks for being right on top of that one. Thanks for living up to your name, Hood. That was just a piece of cake for that reason. A Prime Minister in Australia shat himself at McDonald's after watching his favorite rugby team lose. Is that actually true? Because that's fucking hilarious. What's Justin Trudeau doing? Probably still somewhat isolating, because apparently, from what we're last told, he had a thing of COVID happen. So, and look, I'm not gonna be one of these conspiracy theorists. It's like, oh, he's doing this because he's only doing this because so he doesn't have to deal with all those fucking convoy truckers. It's like, you don't fucking know. You don't fucking know the guy. You don't know if he's actually got. You don't know what the fuck the guy is dealing with in his personal life. You just want to say things because you're one of those people who for some reason just wants to shit all over the person because he's not of your kind. Why did you reject me? Like, look, I'm not a I don't want to get too political during the stream, but look, I am not a I'm not a Trudeau fan, but it's like some of these people, like the shit that I've been seeing, it's like for this to say it's fucking disgusting. Like they want to call him like all these terrible things when they realize that like by doing that it's them who are making themselves look like the terrible people. And I have the belief that it wouldn't even matter who goes in. It wouldn't matter if someone from one of the other leading parties was the prime minister. They'd still hate him anyways. So what's the difference? Why get all worked up if you're gonna get worked up anyways? It's maybe I'm just disconnected from some people might say I'm disconnected from reality. I say I've seen too many years of this crap to know that that things won't change. People will always find reasons to complain about whoever's in charge. So for me, I don't get worked up about it. I just live my life. If that means living my life means having to stay at home and isolating, then so be it. I like being at home anyway, so it's not like it's that big of a deal for me. Also, hello, by the way, Resi. Sorry that you tuned in at such a actual kind of such a discourse like that, but I did have to get that off my chest. It's disgusting just seeing like so many people just like the worst out of people and then try to defend their actions for why they think it's okay to act like that. Especially in it's worse on Facebook, especially in my fucking if you ever go to a Facebook about the local cities, like the local city area group, you always get these people, and it's some of the just the worst shit the most deplorable stuff, and it's like, and I always sit here like, how could you sit here and think that's okay? Oh my God, it's Gabe. Also, hello Jimmy and Jix. But yeah, John, Twitter might have a lot of constant negatives, but Facebook is like, oh, that's just cesspit central. It's one of the reasons I don't use Facebook. It's one of the reasons I don't have a Facebook page, and I'm not gonna make one. Social media is all trash. We're pretty much. Never really cared for politics because of that reason. I see it as this. Basically, at the end of the day, politics go hand in hand. Like, only some things are more prioritized depending on the party. Honestly, Tyler, and this is how that's not a terribly bad take, because I'm going to be honest, this is my mentality even as a Canadian, for the Canadian aspect, and even as someone who looks on the outside of how it is in the USA. Like, it doesn't matter. The parties are the same because they only have two major concerns. The first concern is getting elected, and then the second concern is getting re-elected. Once they met those goals, that's it. Their job's done. They can sit on their huge paychecks. It's not about us. It's about the money. These people make all this noise because they want you to believe in. They want you to believe in what they're trying to sell to you, but what they're actually trying to sell you is not what they were promising. They're not doing it for us. They're doing it because they know it's their way at a huge pay raise. And so that's, I don't know, but that's just where I stand with this sort of thing. It's just, I don't, like, people's question why I don't trust, like, any of them, and I have my reasons. They haven't given me a reason to trust. They don't give me reasons to trust them. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna steer away from this conversation because like, obviously this is not like the sort of thing I want to like talk about on stream anyways, or not the thing I would normally talk about. Yeah, I cannot change that red. Ah, it's a Zen. How much horsepower does the red add? I don't know. Probably not enough. And yeah, Tuz, I will say just real quickly, you shouldn't. Don't listen to your dad on that. Just don't. It's just, the more you could stay away from that sort of stuff, the better. Oh, we're getting fine drive appearing now. With the newbie. I see where Rockstar got the secondary parts idea from. Yeah, pretty much. Me using a VPN earlier meant that... Oh, thanks, VPNs. Ow. You're gonna keep this blue Sylvia behind me. Perfect. And I know someone was asking earlier if I was playing this on Dreamcast. I'm playing this on the Redream emulator. This game runs perfect on Redream, so... Also, random sound for Chris.
It's the temperature of boiling.
Oh no, it'd be boiling. Yeah, I just wish I could change the color of the red lip, but right now it's the best. It's like I said, the rule of thumb with TXR2 usually is, if putting the cars benefit from having higher level aero parts, so use those higher level aero parts because your car will improve as a result. Also, Pluto random sound.
Have lady times? This is the product for you.
Damn, thanks, Brutal Moose. Gonna be the temperature. Yeah, the zero, the arrow stuff changed quite heavily. Oh, excuse you. Sir, would you like to go? Would you like to go? Nice. Yeah, honestly, the thing is, like, I love my classic consoles, but the more and more, but emulation tends to make things a lot simpler to deal with. And as much as I love my Dreamcast, I'd rather just, you know, not have to spend hundreds of dollars just to deck the thing out with like like an ODE that can play all my games off SD cards, then have to get an HDMI thing for it, then have to use the capture card for it all, and when I could just run a program on an emulator to do that stuff for me. I know some people are against that because, you know, people like the purest stuff, and I don't blame them because, you know, people like that authentic experience. For me, I'm not too worried about it. All I care about is that the game works and plays well, and in this case, it does. I don't know why he swerved like that. Just gonna move. You're just gonna lose more health that way, buddy. Yeah. I really hope with the continued progress of XMU that we could finally pick up that Sega GT thing again. That would be really nice to finally be able to just get that worked on after so many years. Yeah, XMU has definitely progressed further. I think it's like unmistakable. Oh, perfect. I swerved over at the perfect time for that to save my position. Okay. And bam. Okay, I believe that's my 4th team leader defeated, so... And I don't trust where I'm at right now, so I'm gonna give it a moment to let the demo go for a bit. Just want to get past this corner. Okay, now we should be good now. And now, because we're C-class, we get a different set of bosses than I would normally would. Now we got a Nissan Pulsar. With Mr. Jackknife Jones. This, I tried, but then they decided to drive like an asshole. Yeah, you can even see from here just the difference in performance. But cars always tend to slow down here, so I was kind of hoping maybe. No, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna catch them in time. All right, I'm not gonna face them right away. I'm gonna send the car back to the garage. Yeah, we'll send the car back because I want to. Okay, I think I could actually afford the next like power upgrades, and I'm gonna do that. Yeah, let's do that. Get this thing over to 200 horsepower. And I will put a body thing on it, because even though it says it would add more weight, it probably would still benefit the car to do so. Yeah, in THR2 Trader Jackknife, which is his first appearance, he uses an Nissan Pulsar and then THR0 happens and he switches to an S13. Alright, so FR Freak is next. Yeah, John, that guy is living up to his name. Adding weight is fine, it's more the effect it gives off as it'll blend into more improvements overall, right? Alright. Let's see if the improvements have helped any. Imagine flashing your lights at someone and then you realize their license plate says Dingus. Hey, you want to go? Oh, yes. Perfect. I got the boost and then they crashed. That is going to help. That has definitely helped. Right, well, there we go. Problem solved there. To glue a knife to the hood of his car. I want to actually see how that looked on the replay, because that kind of happened a bit quick for that little incident. And there he goes. And he was never to be seen again. Such a shame. Except not really a shame. Okay. Biases are on your side. Someone told him hitting vans was racist. He believed them. Pretty much. Oh. Sorry, I'm just quickly working with something here whilst I'm waiting for this other car to appear. Oh, well, I won't worry about it right now anyways. Oh, I realized they've already passed. I was too busy looking at what I was doing. I'm stupid. Get back here. Hunt the car down. Have I reached the requirement yet? Apparently not. What the fuck do you want from me? There's probably another one for that particular rival that I'm not realizing. Alright, we'll just head back because that car is gonna be in another area. Nice overclocked Dreamcast you have there. Yeah, man, it's the Dreamcast. It's the Dreamcast Plus. Or no, the Dreamcast Pro, excuse me. So yeah, I have a few more options. I can't change the gear ratio, but I can at least change all this stuff. Actually, let's take a look. Is there a tune for this car? I can't imagine there would be, but I'll take a look. Oh, I do see one from an old guide. Well, I will be the judge of how good it is. Obviously, we can't change that just yet because, you know. Doesn't seem like a massive change. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of change. There's honestly a whole lot of change to that. No, it's 201, John. Well, thank you for hosting, Marcis. No, it's it's 201. I don't know where I don't know where you were looking, unless you're looking somewhere else. It's a joke I made about during that state of play. It's like Gran Turismo 7 has become the real cloud simulator. Oh no, what the fuck? The fuck did Brian Kendrick do? I was looking forward to that match, but what the fuck? What the fuck happened? Like, tell. It's like, why? Why? Tell me why. Yeah, GT6 had the features as well, but it's not to the same extent. It's not to the same detail or extent that we're going to be seeing in what is it? In GT7. What? Brian Kendrick is a 9/11 Sandy Hook moon landing and Holocaust. What the fuck? Where the fuck did they find this information out? Also, what the fuck? I don't think anyone would care that much if it was like I don't think people would have been that bothered if it was just like the moon landing. Or I guess it depends on the 9/11, but really, you're gonna deny what happened, the events of Sandy Hook and the Holocaust? Dude. Get fucking real. Grayscale, please, like, just don't do that, dude. Don't fucking devalue them because of, don't fucking just like try to immediately devalue someone just because of their profession. Yep, the odd one out of the Black Knights group. Well, for now, at least. The Dreamcast, I believe, was probably released at when it did because they needed to recoup after the Saturn after the Saturn didn't do too well. The main thing I think that kind of did Sega in was just the 32. Their decision to keep was the 32X and releasing was the 32X and instead releasing the Saturn way too early. Like the 32X, is like people may say, oh, but what about the CD? They should have made the CD. Well, the CD might have not have a lot good going for it, but the CD still isn't actually as bad. Didn't actually do all too bad for Sega. A lot of people don't realize that the CD was not a failure. The CD didn't have a great library of games, but it wasn't technically a fail. It wasn't really like a failure in the way that the 32X was. The 32X should have never happened. There is no reason that they should have done the 32X. They should have used that time on making the 32X to instead put that time more towards the Saturn. If they had put that time more towards the Saturn, and for the Saturn released, instead of trying to surprise everyone at the E3 by saying, "Oh, it's already available," if they had just waited like later in the year, like for like it was the case with the PlayStation, it wouldn't have pissed off a lot of developers. It was Sega's management was what really was their undoing. And the Dreamcast, as great as the Dreamcast was, it just, because of the overwhelming success of the PlayStation and because of certain third-party companies who had given up on Sega, and just everything was now, and with Nintendo's next console coming up, and Xbox entering into the foray, the writing was basically on the wall for Sega. There was not much they could have done. If they just focused, if they had just put more of their focus on where it needed to be and didn't try to rush things or try to make these big surprise releases or stuff, they would have probably lasted longer. Yeah, I remember that Sega Neptune prototype. I always wondered what was that ever supposed to be? Any hopes for Stadia, dude? Any hope that Stadia had left years ago. Oh, the Neptune was supposed to be like an all-in-one. Again, though, I just can't see how that. It's no wonder that one didn't even make it past the prototype stage, because that wouldn't have worked. I can't see how that would have been a success in any way. Sega was oversaturating the market, and I think people by that point were just like, okay, guys, we get it. So again, if Sega just didn't worry about making all those other things, and they just had the Genesis and they just had the Saturn, then they would have been fine. Or, well, I don't know how fine they would have been, but they would have been a lot better off. The Dreamcast wouldn't have died such an early death. Okay, that's 35 wins now. Internet infrastructure. No, cloud gaming is cool. Cloud gaming is an interesting concept, but has too many problems going against it to make it seem like it's actually worth investing into. Well, goodbye, red bits. It actually looks kind of cool now with the way it's done up. I actually really like that now. The problem with cloud gaming is there's too many factors that could leads it into being troublesome. It's like when the services go, and they will go at some point. What happens to all of your stuff? It's just gone. Like, why should people like? That's the problem with games that are always like online only too. Is like, unless people save all the cores and the aspects of the stuff that runs the servers and are able to reverse engineer it like they did with games like Need for Speed Worlds, when that stuff hits their expiration date, then that's just it. They're just gone. Also, Jesus, I didn't expect this S15 to be this quick. And then he's crashed. Oh yeah, I fucking remember OnLive. OnLive was like one of the first to really be like, hey, look at this new thing that we can do with like cloud gaming and stuff. And there was, in all fairness, the direction they were going with it was pretty cool. The problem was that the internet infrastructure was not good enough to properly maintain and support it. So that's why it died a quick death. It died a quick and relatively a very uneventful death. It's why, and it's a footnote now. Like, no one really even remembers what it is. So it's like, you know. But I'm not surprised that Ouya at least has some sort of thing for it. Like, not that Ouya had a whole lot going for it anyways, but it's the problem where it's like shelf life. Things only last so long, and then what do you do after that? It's the sort of thing where it's just like if you're good, like they want to invest so much into this because they feel it's the future, but there's nothing to guarantee that future will last. Like that stuff will last. It makes it feel like it's a fad. Like, get it now before it's gone. Get it in there. Just do it. Get in on the action whilst the thing is still available. Because if you don't do it now, you're never gonna get your chance in, and it's gonna go offline, and you're gonna be sitting there like, God damn, I wish I'd done it. That's the problem with a lot of these like online services. It's been a problem for years, and it still continues to be a problem because there's no proper resolve for it. And if you're talking about the Toyota Aqua, then yes, I do know that there is a Prius. The car from the GT5 Prius. That's just the case, right? It's just like people people are serious about game preservation because people for a lot of people, video games in a lot of ways connects to people. It gives them like that sort of experience, like that sort of like connection where the game means something to them because of the establishment that they had with the time they had spent playing the game. And when a lot of these games that are like mostly online go offline, it's like, how are they like all the? It's basically saying that all that stuff, all that time they did, all that and whatnot, it's all gone. Why should they be punished for that? A lot of people like to go back into their catalog and look into that sort of thing. So I don't know. It's just finally, it's just kind of how I feel about it. It's a situation that sucks and needs to be. It's a situation that sucks and needs to be improved. Because if we just continue to go down the path that we're on, all this stuff is gonna just be gone. And who wants that? No one wants that. Especially when it's something that people like really care about. Exactly. I love projects like Soapbox Race World, and I'm happy that there are people who are keeping these servers alive. I'm not happy with the way things are being managed with some of these servers right now, with some of the things I've seen go down, but that's just a personal thing more than anything. Well, at least at least most people will look at it as a personal thing. So. Oh yeah, the whole Mario 35 All-Star. That thing was so stupid. Like, what's the fuck is the point of like giving people those if you're just gonna take it away? Like Nintendo, like that's like super ass backwards. Yeah, it's a waste of that's exactly what it is. It's a waste of dev time. Well, this is not going to go well. Oh, he already lost all of his remaining SP when he hit the wall. Perfect. Okay, so I think that's going to be the majority of... That's going to be the inner practically cleared. I'm now a high-class wanderer, apparently. How much is that? 8th? Okay, yeah, that's... No, I'm not... Fuck, I forgot how expensive some of these later parts get. Especially because this game early on is very sparse about money. Hell, this game in general is just sparse about money. It would be nice if I could actually get wanderers to face me, but they don't want to fucking face me, the cowards. Alright, well... Move over to the outer, because that's the inner, and at least in terms of the main teams and stuff, the inner is done for now. Time-locked upgrades? What? I'm a bit confused about that, but yeah, I don't think there is any. Oh, miles locked. Yeah, there. I don't believe mile locked parts are a thing in this game. At least not that I'm aware of. Well, at least now that we're over here, and then we got some lower teams to face again, I can. We'll probably get a chain of like a lot of these going pretty smoothly. How many regions I've unlocked? Well, I'm still in the early parts of the game, so you only have like the C1 and the Shinkenju unlocked at the start. And with this game, I always focus on a certain area. I don't like just kind of the way how I do it. Oh, man, all these wanderers. And yeah, this is probably another one that's gonna reject, honestly, because they probably have a requirement that I'm not meeting. Really getting like wanderers upon wanderers upon wanderers showing up. And it's just a lot of drive, and this is basically just a lot of driving now to get down to this next one, which is why I sped it up. Oh hey, look, it's another 306. But yeah, like there's various things I wish about this game that were, you know, not the case it was. I wish the game like the main thing is I wish this game gave you more money from events. You just don't make enough. This game is really stingy with money, even in the later parts of this game. And it's really annoying. Sometimes it makes me wish there was like a mod that someone could make where where every when like it changes all the values so that every race you do you get like four times the earnings per event. Because then if it was that much, then it would be fine. It would be relatively fine. Then there's just other things which I imagine probably won't really be possible, which is like the way cars lose speed when hitting walls, because this game's really bad with that. You probably have noticed. Like whenever you hit a wall, this game, it's like glue. You get just really halted, which is weird because in TXR1 it was like you almost like bounced off them. I don't know why for TXR2 they couldn't have at least kept that in some capacity. That's probably something I can't imagine could be changed unless someone figures out like the values for how much a car loses speed from hitting walls and stuff. I'm not gonna cheat money into the game right now. I want to at least try to play through this without feeling like I need to, because the whole idea is meant to be. It's meant to be a C-Class playthrough for at least as long as I can possibly do C-Class. Because I know there's going to be a point where I'm going to have to switch out of this car for reasons. But right now I'm not at those reasons yet, so... What is this Zero project thing anyways, Jake? I've never heard about it before. This is my first time knowing about it since you're bringing it up. Okay. Oh yeah, Jesus Christ, it's already 6 o'clock where I am now. Where has the time gone? What is time? Where is time? When is time? Time. I'm 7 hours in the future and I can tell you sod all has changed. Shit. Oh, damn it. Well, ever since Tofu tried Zero for the first time and seeing how Brick of the 86 was, decided to mod the game and improve it in ways. Oh, so you're basically trying to like fix a lot of vehicles to like make them like better. You're trying to like improve like various improvements so that it... Dude! Dude! That was dirty. That was super dirty. Bastard. Changing the... What do you mean by changing the rival stuff? I'm kind of curious to what that means. Took lessons from online Forza players. Fuck. No wonder why that was an asshole move. It all makes sense. It all makes sense now. Give me that $600. That Huda 600 by Sen. Okay, give me that power, man. Need power. I don't even know why I'm saying give me power. I'm just trying to get to the next fucking car. You know. I don't know. Okay, who's... Damn it, that's going to an area that I'm not going to quite yet. Alright, drive to this next car then. Wall. Still a wall. That's still a wall too. Oh, wait a minute. This is just gonna be that wander again, isn't it? I'm waiting for it to be exactly that. Yep, come on. Pretty sure it is. Nope, okay, it's not. Cool. We got another member of Curbing edged out of the way with this. Mad with Mary, who's apparently mad about something. Not sure what Mary's mad about, but I'm afraid I'm not exactly here to make things better for them. Oh yeah, I do like how enemies have like some sort of personality and whatnot. That is actually really neat. There's some unknown values that result in how the traffic AI reacts. Hard to test when... Ah, I see. Zero has that Dodge Charger lookalike traffic vehicle. This game doesn't have that. The one vehicle that's hidden in this game is like a Ferrari Testarossa, like a Ferrari 512 TR sort of vehicle. Like there was gonna be like it wouldn't be licensed. It was gonna be like the Type TR or something, but it was gonna be in the game, and then it was made inaccessible. And whilst technically it's still in the final game, a lot of its custom parts got removed. Because apparently there was a trial demo of a Japanese trial demo that someone found, and in the trial demo the car is in there and it actually has a bunch of customization. Which is a shame because it means that we could have had that, and that would have been cool, but no. Okay, 8,960 to get that stage 3 engine. Probably do at least another run. Oh yeah, the fucking the Ferrari 288 GT owned. That's probably actually that's pretty much the eureka moment. I just realized it's like, wait a second, that's why they put it on a Mitsubishi GTO, because it's got GTO in the name. I see what they've done. I'm on to them. Also, hello, Vickrol. I'm doing okay. Nope. I gotta flash at them. Let's go. Get this cheetah out of the way. We're in the quick section. I realize I've already been going for 2 hours now. What the fuck? It has not felt like 2 hours, to be totally honest with you. Don't worry about that. You didn't see nothing. Okay. Fine, just that a bit forward. I want to get the new Gran. Well, once I'm able to get the new Gran Turismo 7, I totally want to get it for very obvious reasons. I'm not. I'm gonna get it honestly when I can. GT7 is the first game in years that I felt like any sort of like proper amount of hype for. Like I haven't been this hyped about a Gran Turismo game since GT4. For me, it's like one of these. It's one of those big like, yeah, I fucking want this game. Get out of the way. Those cars only exist in terms of like texturing. They just use placeholder vehicles over them. Yes, phone, I hear you. I know you want to be like, but this person doing a thing. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I trust PD because PD does not rush their games. Like that game goes through a lot before, you know, people are like, they're like, here you go. Hell, GT7 was already delayed before, so like it's not like most Gran Turismo games have delays. Although in the case of GT7, it's probably like one of the short. GT7's case was just more of a case of, I think, just there was no actual like confirmation really, anyways, to an actual proper release. And it wasn't until they pushed it to March 4th when that was going to be the release. And amazingly, despite all the advance ahead of time, it's kept that March 4th release date, and it pretty much at this point the state of play pretty much confirmed, yeah, it's happening March 4th. So at this point, it's pretty much set in stone. GT Sport, I don't think was intended to be a holdover. I think it was, but in terms of how the game would eventually be structured, it really did turn a lot into GT7 Prologue, if you really think about it. The code name is GT7 SP, so my... Oh, really? Okay. I mean, I guess that might be why... I guess that's why it happened then. Just... I mean, I guess that might just be the case. I don't know. I don't want to get... Can't really be bothered to look too deep into it. It's Vidigams. Oh, man. My phone is like, hey, did you know this person's streaming? Hey, did you know that person's streaming? Hey, stream. Hey, they're streaming. Hey, it's like, I get it. Have you not watched the state of play yet, Vic? They mention in the state of in the phone. What the? I need to stop looking at my phone. So I think I watched the state of play, and it's like, oh yeah, they had a state of play today, and they showed, like, they mentioned that the vinyl editor stuff. I think they said you can the limit. They've actually increased how many layers you can put on the car now or something. And yes, it might have Marcis. I mean, I would sure hope it's coming to GT7 at some point, but I have nothing to go off of. So you might sure. Oh, I see. Why are you watching? Wait, are you watching me whilst you're driving? Because that might not be the best idea. Well, at least I was able to use that to my advantage because they just did like a massive swerve, and now I'm just like really got a good. Oh, you're the sleeper. Okay, so you're not like actually driving good. Only missing cars have noticed a picture: 2014 WX STI, 2012 Crossbow R, Zanami, Nismo GTR, Red Bull 2014 Standard, 300 ZX Z32, and Fittipaldi EF7. I guess we'll have to see if those survive the cut or not. I'm sure they'll be in the game. They just might have not been in that picture because that picture doesn't, you know. We'll just have to wait and see when the game comes out, I guess. You think all of them except the Fittipaldi? Well, the reason Lotus got cut was because of licensing issues. And the fact that we got like that one like old Formula car that just had the Gran Turismo branding but was clearly based off the Lotus 97T, it makes me believe that PD were already planning to add that car in when they still had the license. And then when the license got cut, they just removed the branding. So it just became it had just become Gran Turismo branding instead of Lotus. Nah, he's gonna go the other way. I'm not gonna be able to keep him here. Well, I'm sticking to this route, so get fucked. Yeah, 5 CP. But why do you think the Fittipaldi's going to be cut though, Lotus? I'm curious. Yeah, I don't know why Lotus was cut. It's still really weird to me. I mean, well, I know why, obviously. It's just weird that they weren't able to like make a new deal. Oh, Fittipaldi Motors might be a defunct brand? Really? Oh, this is Wanderer. Probably won't face me. This is the guy who's obsessed with 3, so I'll just try more times. I feel like I must be missing something then. Oh well. Dusk Rusher. I don't know if I've ever had that name before. There we go. Up that, and now it's a 1.8 liter. It was supposed to start production in 2018, but nothing ever actually came. Oh, huh. I never knew. As someone who didn't really know much about the Fittipaldi, I never knew anything about that. You again. Oh boy, the phone be going lit. Is Ventura, actually that's a question. You mentioned about Ventura even still make cars. My question is Ventura even are they seriously still around? Is Ventura still a company? How the hell? Because I didn't think they've even made anything. And what must be at eternity? That's just kind of shocking to me, to be honest. I would have never in a million years thought that Venturi would have still been around today, honestly. That was basically me as well, Gabe. Like, honestly, just that fucking state of play of just like I'm on the train. Like, oh, I am basically full boner. No shame in saying that, by the way. That's just how I genuinely feel. Just super excited. Apparently now into electric vehicles. Machinery, huh? Interesting. Yeah, I need a PS5 at some point, Gabe. The main issue right now, Gabe, is just trying to find one. Yep, the stupid fucking scalpers put us in this situation. I fucking remember that Venturi once made a car called the Fetish. Like, what the fuck were they thinking? Did they not realize what did they not realize when making the car what the word actually meant? Or what the word could have a possible meaning of? Oh yeah, Marcis, it's not much. It isn't a whole lot better here. I have to like look at like I usually like look at like. I've been looking more at like people just trying to sell their PS5s on like the marketplace on Facebook or Kijiji, and it's like. People usually want like $800 to $900 for one, and it's like, oh my god. The retail price that Sony made for that PS5 when they started selling it in Canada, when the console officially launched, for comparison's sake, is $630 for the disc edition, like the one with the physical disc, versus $500 for the digital. And then $500 for the digital edition. Obviously, I want the disc edition because I've played my PS4 game. I would actually play my PS4 games on it, so. So do you have a Venturi fetish? You what, mate? I forgot that even as early as the departures, you start getting like a bunch of like some A-class vehicles starting to appear. excuse you. Not sure what these drivers are with, like, not being able to commit to a line. You try to explain what it is, but they don't get. They think you have a fetish for injury. I know, like that's like the annoying part of it is like everything. The chip shortage has been has caused such a huge problem because it's basically been the prime target, and people have been wanting this console because like usually any console, and because of the shortage, it means that all the people who are getting it are the stupid fucking scalpers who buy them all up and then try to sell them on eBay and other websites for inflated prices. It's stupid. If I could have just paid, I would like to just pay the MSRP on a PS5, but I know damn well that's not gonna happen. It's frustrating. I would really like to get. It's just difficult with like all the shit that's been happening lately. Just wanting to be able to have like retail price, get something at the price that was actually intended for. But no, that's not gonna happen. I think they realized that the PS4 version was basically gonna be necessary because of the whole issue, because of the whole situation. Like obviously, Team buying Gran Turismo want to make sure that they get everyone to play their newest game, because it's very clear from how they've been marketing it and try to push it that it's a big. They're treating the game as a big deal, as one of their ones that they're really huge about. So having the PS4 version is good because then it basically means that they can more people because more people it gets more people the chance to play it. I mean okay, maybe you miss out on like things like haptic vibration, like haptic feedback or something, or maybe you miss out on like ray tracing or load time or stuff like load times or something. Like maybe you lose that. Maybe that's stuff you lose out on. But I would imagine the core of the game, much of the core game, is still going to be there. It's just going to be. There's just some things that will just be, you'll have to make sacrifices for. But all the I imagine like all the important stuff, like all the stuff that like matters to most people, is still going to be there, even in the PS4 version. And yeah, that's the thing. Like, not everyone is huge on ray tracing. Like, ray tracing's cool. It's a nice feature, but it's also not something that a lot of people might feel as important to them. Well, when the financial crisis happened, Mars, it basically forced Sony and Microsoft's hand into continuing the consoles run for so long, because I guarantee you, if we never had a financial crisis in 2008, if that never happened, the PS4, the PS4 and Xbox One, if it would have still been called Xbox One, we wouldn't have seen them in 2013. We probably would have seen them in 2010. Yeah, because the PS3 is $599 US. Clearly. That would have actually that would be both amusing and tragic if that was actually the case. Oh god, what the hell is that? Hello? Why am I having these slowdowns? That was really strange. Not something I usually. It's not something I usually experience. Just making sure like nothing is like suddenly running that it shouldn't be. Okay, well if there is, I can't notice anything out of the ordinary running. It's just suddenly doing that now for some stupid reason. I will do just in case something goes wrong is like, let me save the game real quick. That was a mistake I made with my original, like, original thing. There we go. I'm just gonna restart the emulator, see if that helps any. Oh, it didn't change the thumbnail. That's amusing. Oh well. Okay, we're back in anyway, so. Right, I'm finally gonna buy a transmission upgrade for this thing because this car I haven't had one yet, and this car could at least use some upgrade there. Oh yeah, the Windows performance like benchmark thing. That's like that thing where they used to give you that like index, that like score or something to tell you how good certain things were on your computer. It's no wonder they got rid of that, because after a while that thing became a very poor representation of how good your computer actually was. Like it was, like I remember too, right? Like I remember having like a 1 terabyte hard drive in my computer at one point, and the computer is like, oh, that means you get a rating of 5.9 there. So that's your max rating of 5. Your overall rating is 5.9 because of that. It's like, oh wait, a 1 terabyte hard drive even on a Windows 7 operating system is only a 5.9. I sometimes wonder if you had a 4 terabyte hard drive and it was still a hard drive, would it still say, oh, 5.9? Basically, it was just dumb. It was not a good representation of like how good a computer actually was. So it's no wonder why Windows just decided to scrap it with Windows 10. There's like no point. If you really want a good idea of like a performance index, There are applications that are designed to test to do that job for you, and they'll give you more accurate results. Try to slow them down a bit. Okay, so that's the second of the bosses, and that's 6 in total, so... Yeah, that's what I was thought. Or no, that's 8 in total because of the... Sorry, I can't count. Probably starting here wasn't the best idea. Yeah, so now we got a Civic, an EG Civic, which has way too much power. But this is the section where the AI can often struggle, so where they make like a stupid move. Oh, fuck you, buddy. Wow. I was about to pass them, and that's what they do. What a dick. I was about to go for the pass, and then that's what they do. That's so dumb. Also, hello, by the way, B-Ball and Kaiju. That was a fucking dick move they did there. I thank you, Kaiju, for hosting. Right, well, we'll just have to have them come out again. No, you're fine, Kaiju. It's and yeah, the move went all right. Everything, I'm liking the new place so far. So now we got a red Civic just with the name Nasty. That's pretty nasty, man. How different is 2 compared to 0 in physics? It's very different. Like, believe me, it is, crap. It's fine. It's a Toyota Chaser, but silky, don't question it. Alright, try this again and hopefully they don't do that stupid fucking move on me again. Or I'm gonna cut him. Damn it. That's one of the worst things too about this game is that the AI can usually take corners quite a bit sharper than you can, and when they hit the wall, they almost lose like no speed. So it's like, what the fuck gives? The AI just blatantly cheats. Cheating bastards. Oh yeah, I mean, the dingus play is just necessary. I have tried Vanishing Point on Dreamcast. It's fine, I guess. Alright, I know that one corner is gonna come up again. I'm gonna wait for this, yeah, I wanted to wait. I didn't want to start at the corner again. Hey, look at this guy just swerving everywhere. Like, stay to one fucking lane, buddy. Or do that. That helps. See, like, look at that. So we both end up hitting the wall, but he, like, loses, like, almost nothing from it, and I lose everything from it. So it's like... It's such blatant cheating this game's AI does. Like, if anything, I wish could be fixed if this game ever does get some sort of mod. It's that. Get rid of the fucking blatant cheating. Or at least make it so that you have... if you hit and stuff like that happens, it's at least the same result. So that you're on more equal playing terms. And if Catchel, if that actually did happen, I would have smacked you. Not really, but you know. Oh god, we're only getting a fucking NSX. Forgot that Elegant Wild has an NSX in its roster of drivers. Well, I had an idea and I didn't exactly execute it. I am in front though, so I guess at least there is that. That you're this far as it is in a C-class ride? Well, I mean, that's why I put this challenge on me. I probably should have waited for a bit. I won't. Doesn't matter. I'm not over here quite yet anyways. Oh good, they've hit. They're really screwing up now. There we go. Also ran himself for B-ball.
Can I have something to eat?
Well, I have nothing in the Feed of Thunder thing, so no, you can't have anything to eat. Wait. I was talking to myself there for that. Also random sound for Zen. Can I have something to eat? That chicken strips. And yes, when I do say random sound, I do mean random. I press a button and it just chooses randomly, so I have no idea what it'll choose. Mr. Cool. Ah, fucking hell, it's doing it again. What is going on with that right now? I actually do have over 1,000. I got 1,168 currently. And I say currently because that number will continue to increase over time. I'm not even going to pretend. I get these kind of freezes on the EPS60 when it wants to stream something in. Yeah, it's possible. It's not happening too often, but it's still happening where it's like, I'm sitting here like, excuse me, what? Oh, it's the web dude. Dude on the web.
Dingus friggin'.
Ow, my ass. Yeah, but that is a Subaru Legacy. Fucking hell. Let me see something here. Let's close a couple things. See if that helps. But can he shot web? I don't know. Ask him. Strange, amazing rope hero. Amazing. Next. Arcs. It's a yellow Arc 7. FC. Oh my god, it's Alfred Molina. Ah, yes, the perfect name, Mellow Yellow. At least you have a very yellow car. Rope Hero Android things, oh boy. That must be some Vinny stuff I haven't seen before, because I'm sitting here like, oh. I actually haven't seen the recent Daytona 24-hour race, so I don't even know what happened. That might be blasphemy to some, but I don't know. I've been keeping track very well. Probably a lot of it just has to do with the fact that it was so close to me, like moving everything, so it wasn't really on the mind because of that. Ah, shit, we got another engine upgrade. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, man. Oh, God. I've already been going for nearly 3 hours, and it honestly doesn't feel like I've been going for nearly 3 hours. I gotta be totally honest with you. How far till Rice Mobile status? I mean, are we not already there? Still, could be worse. Oh guys, I'm getting a message. Sorry, it's just my stepbrother just wants me to like take screenshots of something. Not of any of you. Don't worry. It's something unrelated to any of this. Just 1 second. Just gotta message my stepbrother back. Farm time? No, not in this game. There is no miles farming in this game. All that would be doing is making my car slower. Because with this game, the longer you go, the slower your vehicle becomes over time. I mean, you probably are a wanderer. You don't align yourself with any team. You just go out there, but you just don't align with anyone. You just go out there and kick everybody's ass. Door? I think it's just something that's happening upstairs. It's nothing serious. Second, guys. An iPhone 7, that's an older iPhone, but I guess if you're not too, you're not too worried about age, I guess it doesn't matter that much, right? I mean, it's not like the iPhone 7's a bad phone or anything. It's just, you know how Apple is. Older devices and stuff. I mean, they used to be worse at it, and then they got called out for it, and now they're like, not being as stupid with it anymore. Because I don't think people might not remember, Oh, it still supports latest iOS. Well, that's good. Nice. It's nice that they're at least being better about it then, because it did not used to be like that in past years. Hell, in past years, like devices used to be used to get really slow and stuff, and Apple and people would often blame, oh, it's Apple would always say it's probably it's because of the new iOS. The new iOS thing that's being updated to it requires more power and stuff. But people thought no, they should be more than powerful for this. You're just diminishing the phone's performance with these updates. You're basically nerfing them. So then Apple got sued over it, and it turned out that was what Apple was doing. Newer updates would nerf those phones' performance, and Apple got into a lot of trouble for that. So they don't do that anymore because they don't want to, get sued again. Which begs the question: why even do it in the first place? Yeah, and yeah, unfortunately, the iPhone 7 was where it all started with removing the headphone jack. I've never been a fan of that. I don't know why they felt it was necessary to take that away. It's still like the thing. Like if it was like a feature that like a connection that nobody ever really used much, that would be different. People wouldn't really care much if you got rid of like something else. But it's because I got rid of the headphone jack. Loads of people still use headphones. I mean, I'm using a headset right now to talk. That still goes in with a regular headphone jack. So it's like, why do that to people? Why try to standardize removing stuff? Shouldn't the idea be over time to try and give people more? And look, even if you don't want to have to put more physical ports on it, at least provide the adapters. And I mean, yes, Apple does provide the adapters and dongles, and do have a good track record of having adapters and dongles and stuff. But it's the sort of thing that should be coming with these phones as standard. And they should be designed in such a way that you shouldn't be having to sacrifice using one thing or the other. You should be like how Apple's most thing is oh, well, you just use the lightning ports. Which, by the way, get Apple. It's 2022. USB-C. Get with it. Ah, damn it. I was really hoping I could pull that off, but it sort of backfired a little bit. No. Damn. That car is just too quick right now. Well, I gave that a good try at least. Yeah, that's the thing. These the phones we're getting nowadays are awesome. They're awesome phones. It's incredible, how much they're squeezing into it performance-wise and whatnot. But the headphone jack is one of these. Why did we ever have? Why did we get rid of it? It's but these and then you get these companies are oh, but Bluetooth. You can do it through Bluetooth. Bluetooth has latency. Bluetooth does not. Bluetooth has latency. Bluetooth has sacrificed microphone quality for phone calls. Bluetooth is not a be-all, end-all. As much as these companies would like you to think it's a be-all, end-all, it's not. It is most definitely not. And yeah, it also eats away at the battery. So it's oh, let's have this feature. Let's have this feature that you can use. Oh, what's that? Your battery life's gone? Oops. Oh well. Oh god, infrared headphones. I remember that was a weird period of time. Not a long period of time, just a weird period of time. just give me 1 second. I just gotta send a message real quick, and I don't have to keep pulling the phone up. Yes, thank you, Lotus. Yeah, like there are parts of times in the past about tech wise that it's like it's a good thing we're away from that, and that we've moved on to something better. But there's also other things where it's like if something is still standard and works perfectly fine, why are we going away from it? Which is why I've always been very negative about them removing headphone jacks. Maybe I just want to relax on my bed and listen to stuff on my phone. I don't want to have it come out of the speakers. I want to just plug a pair of headphones in, so that way I can enjoy it, and the volume does not leak out into anywhere else where it could potentially disrupt people, what other people are doing. It's okay, Nintendo has their Switch to their music player. It has a headphone jack. Oh wait, it's huge. I mean, I'm gonna be totally honest, right? I would actually, if I owned a Switch and I used it for a music player, I actually would, and like not, like, I actually would. I wouldn't mind it too much, but it's large. If all you using it for is music, it's a bit too large for that, for regular use. But that being said, right? That being said, a lot of my early years, like I had like an MP3, a little MP. I remember when my media player was a CD player. I remember when I would be putting like a device in my pocket with a CD in it, and it would play like the 12 or so tracks that I would be able to fit on that CD. Ah, fuck. Oh, well, the CD player that I had wasn't like a fancy one, but it was one where it was like, it wouldn't like skip. It would require like a really violent like bump to really make it skip. But I've known ones where the lightest tap would make it skip. I didn't have one that was like that. I had one where you really had to hit it hard to get it to skip. Me put it in a CD player anyways. Ah, I remember that. Yeah, but yeah, like I used to have a CD player. Then after a while, I got like then my MP3 player was being at home plugged. My MP3 player would be me being at home. Plugging a USB stick into my Xbox 360. And then in terms of getting an actual proper MP3 player, like you know, an actual media device that just played MP3s. The first one I remember properly having, I think, was a SanDisk Sansa. It was a little tiny Sansa. Specifically, I remember the model number too, C250. It was a small little 2 gigabyte MP3 player. You just dragged and dropped your music onto it, and it worked, and it was nice. and I used that for a few years until it broke. Probably because I broke it. I'm sure that was why I'm pretty sure that was why it broke. Was probably I did something stupid, I imagine. Look, I was young, okay? So I had the Sansa, and then I got another Sansa because I liked the Sansa. My dad just thought, oh, we'll just get him a better one. So he got me an E250. Unfortunately, it was still 2 gigabytes, which was actually kind of the worst model for... I think that was like the worst capacity model for that particular version. Like, for me, it didn't really matter because I would never... Oh, Jesus. Hang on. The Philips Go gear. I mean, I'll be doing a stream somewhere down the line about TXR3, so... Oh my god, like, this race barely started and I'm already just like, left behind, so... I've already got, like, my biggest roadblock so far with C-Class. That's not even a boss, it's a team leader. Just 1 second. Yeah, sorry, I'm just messaging stuff because things are like coming up that kind of like are suddenly coming out like very suddenly, so. But yeah, so something kind of a bit shocking admittedly came up, which is why I was kind of busy there. So when we moved everything over, there was one thing we didn't take with us. The old mattress and box spring that I was sleeping on, because we had a bed already. We already had a bed that I was gonna use here. So we thought, oh, okay, well, we'll probably just, you know, throw them out and, you know, not worry about them. Apparently, we're not. Apparently, we were not supposed to put them in the garbage because previous landlords have been given a fine notice, and there were screenshots sent of us bringing them down, which I didn't know about. I didn't know that that was the thing. I didn't know we couldn't leave them there. So now we gotta go and get those items removed. We gotta remove those items from the garbage, which is, in my opinion, a bit dumb. Why can't they just have some like I'm gonna be totally honest. Why don't they just have it where someone could just take it if they wanted it? But now I gotta. So yeah, so we had to go figure out something now to get it removed, and hopefully we're not gonna get like fined like something serious, like especially because, you know, I didn't know that was a thing we couldn't do. It was just a case of like we weren't gonna use those anymore. So I thought, like, put them there, and then, you know, they could either be thrown out or someone else could have them. But apparently you're not supposed to do that. So now I gotta get that removed, and now I gotta figure something out, because obviously I'm still not taking that thing with me. I'm not fucking using it. It's just dumb. It's dumb because we're doing. It's dumb because our only thought was, well, we're not using it anymore. We're not. It's not like we were trying to do that and then get fined for it. It's so like that's. It's not a landlord thing. It's a building management thing. Like they mentioned, like saying, like there's a sign that mentions, like, you know, you can't have certain stuff there. I didn't realize a bed was one of them. So I'm just annoyed about that now, because it's like, I don't know. I don't remember what the sign said, honestly. Oh my god. I'm trying to like build my money up. I'm like up to Alright, I think because I'm getting really close to that, to this, and I want to put that in the car because it would help. Yeah, it's just, ugh. Tell my stepbrother this, because Yeah, sorry, I'm a little bit. Sorry, I'm a little bit frustrated just because. Because I didn't realize this was a thing, and obviously, like, you know, I don't want to, like. Obviously now I don't want to have to, like, start paying money out of my wallet. Sorry, I didn't expect to saw something come up like this, but apparently that's what's happening now. Made me sound a bit stressed out as a result. Oh, what the hell happened? Oh. Yeah, and it's not like we were being willfully ignorant. It's just it's just a mistake. It was like it was a mistake or something. We're probably gonna have to go there. We're probably gonna have to go there tomorrow. Sorry, just all these messages suddenly coming up, and obviously I gotta let. I'm gonna. No, they said they were gonna request time until tomorrow, so I'm guessing if it can be removed, then the fine will probably be dropped. Then I'm guessing the fine will probably be dropped. I guess the notice is if it isn't removed, there will be a fine. But I'm guessing if we go and remove it, they can let them know, and then the fine could probably be dropped. I guess, I don't know. All right, please let me get this fucker done with. Fucking sakes. Every time I try, I can't fucking get the right spot to do it. Nah, because there's a corner coming up, I'm not even gonna bother. The damn AI is a pain in the ass of this game, too. Especially because, as I said before, they're a bunch of cheaters. All right, start over here. Oh, of course. Put me right next to a green arrow. Why don't you? I gotta wait for this blue arrow to come down. And of course, it's someone who's not from this area. I'm gonna see if I can get in front of them beforehand, though, to just manage it, to just deal with it. There, problem solved. But to be honest, this car doesn't feel a whole... Even with that extra engine and tune, this car doesn't feel a whole lot faster. It's a pink Accord wagon is what it is. Oh, of course, that's right. I forgot because that rival is not from this area. It's like, oh, they're not gonna come out. Alright, back. Yeah, I mean, I guess that is true, right? It's a good opportunity to grind money, but it's just, I am getting frustrated. I'm stuck in the same place because of that fucking MR2. Oh, come on, dude. Really, dude? Come on. What is this driver doing? Sorry, I'm trying not to get too frustrated just with this fine noticing suddenly coming up and then all these messages I'm getting back and forth and I have to like actually answer them because, you know, I don't want to like, don't want them to go unanswered. Everything's kind of hitting me at once suddenly and it's like, No, it's okay. It's fine. I'm not going to continue. It's fine. I'm nearly done clearing up with the messages anyways. We'll probably just try to go tomorrow and get it removed, more than likely, so it's no big deal. So hopefully, if we go tomorrow, we can possibly get that taken care of, and hopefully they'll leave us alone. It's just, it is frustrating, though, that like, suddenly up. Oh god, the fine is for $200 apparently for that. Yeah, it's $200. 200 Canuck. Mars says even though it's 200 Canuck bucks, that's still it's still $200 for us deciding to leave a mattress and stuff there because the only reason it was left like on the ground was because it couldn't fit in the garbage. The garbage was full. Like there was no room to put it in. Like, the garbage bins, there was, like, it was completely stuffed. Like, there was no way those mattresses that was going in there. Like, the garbage had... Oh, my God, I can't get this fucking driver done. The CRX is too underpowered. And I can't afford to put anything better in it right now, so... You see the problem... You kind of see the problem here. Alright, well... I don't want to keep wasting time in that area right now, because I'll get more and more frustrated. So let's just move on to another area for now. Yeah, that's the thing. People leave couches and stuff outside all the time in various places. So what's the deal with us leaving... furniture that we're no longer using? That's why I'm mad about it. Like, it seems ass backwards that you can't just do that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the transmission upgrade. That's gonna be... I'm gonna make I'll make the transmission upgrade my next big upgrade focus. Fuck. How much power is in that damn thing? Damn it. And now the game's being dumb, and now the thing's being dumb again. Well, that's annoying. Oh, cool. Just put me behind the truck. Well, since this is mostly straight away, I can do that and just speed things up a little bit. I forgot that they tend to do that quite a lot in that specific spot for whatever reason. They get very confused. Damn. Who knew that was all I needed to just win? It's something probably to do with the pathing parameters. Okay, well, sorry, I was kind of just focusing a bit there, I guess, what's a good term I could use for it? Resetting my brain a little bit after all that nonsense. Reloading dingus.exe, pretty much. Yeah, I don't know why some of the cars in the US version has like the logos for vehicles, for some vehicles stripped, because it's very inconsistent too. Like, some vehicles don't have them stripped and some of them do, which makes me think either they were supposed to do it to all of them and then just got lazy, or they weren't supposed to do it at all. It's just they fucked up when trying to regionize the game. I think that they might have just forgot to put them in the right spots. Twitch will try to hyperlink anything if it ends with a dot and then 3 letters. I guess the only way to really know is if someone was to go through the files and to see if those logos are still present in the US release, and like in the files for the US release. Define Dying Light 2 going like Hindenburg, because this is a game I never cared about to begin with, so you're gonna have to explain this one to me. Fuck. Oh good, they hit it as well. A few localization protos. Is there any notable difference with those protos? I know that about the prototypes because of Project Deluge or whatever, but I don't. The earliest version is just oh, so the earliest release is basically the earliest release of the game is basically just the Japanese release. So like no actual so it's like no actual localization was done yet. Oh yeah, the fucking Sega GT 2002 prototype. I saw that PGR2 prototype, and I really wanted to try that, but the problem is it doesn't actually run on it. It was not designed to run on like actual like original Xbox consoles. You have to run it on like developer hardware, I believe. Or like, you know, one of those debug kits, I imagine. Oh, it needs like the extra RAM. Yeah, and that's the problem. I've got a 1.6 Xbox, and that's the one where you can't upgrade the RAM. Believe me, and before people ask, I said, well, why did you get a 1.6 Xbox? I didn't. That was just the one I was given. Because I actually wouldn't mind I want to get like a non 1.6 board Xbox with like the 128 megabytes RAM upgrade, and then like a big old drive, and then, you know, the clock capacitor thing removed or taken care of. Especially because the 1.6 Xbox has like that very small library of games that like needs those fixes. Oh yeah, the Xbox with like the 1.4 gigahertz like upgrade. I've seen that before. I wouldn't mind like one of those Xboxes with the CPU upgrade, just so long as it's like a Switch. So, because I know some things just don't run properly at all if they're running at 1.4 gigahertz. It would. I mean, unless the games have like a hard-coded like frame limit, I could imagine with some games it might like improve frame. It might games with like spotty frame rates. It would probably improve this. It probably would make them a little smoother, maybe. But with other games with games that are frame caps to the actual clock speed, that would become a problem. Oh, that was awfully quick. Maybe my USB cable for my controller's being a little fidgety. How much are the prices of the transmission? Oh, fuck. 13,500. Okay, I kind of want to grind for that transmission, to be honest. I'm just gonna go for it. That's the thing, actually. That could be why Sega GT Online struggles. Not enough RAM. So what if you had 128 megs of RAM? It would actually do 720p in game, like not just the time trials, or not just a time trial mode. Yeah, explain that. In that section where you challenge that rival, I think the pathing is borked in that area. Setting it up right means easy wins. Now, if only I knew. Now, if only I was good at knowing the exact spot, like the exact whereabouts, and timing it right. But unfortunately, I'm a bit of a dunce when it comes to that. Okay. Yeah, still got ways to go. I do want to just get that third stage transmission, because that would probably help a lot, or that would at least help some. Before where the AI turned, remembering where the AI tapped into you before resulting in that draw is a good indication. Oh, I see. Okay, apparently we're already bumping. How about a fit? Well, I know here's one of the... Oh. Didn't work that time. What the fuck? Ban. That's slightly disappointing. Needs to be a last-minute decision. Yeah, it's possibly. That's what I was thinking, honestly. Oh god, I found this car's top speed with this transmission right now, 145 miles an hour. There we go. They were not able to snake around. One second. Okay. Oh, you found the code to the mile conversion stuff. Oh yeah, that's like, I think that one was just a case of laziness. because they market that game in Europe as just Tokyo Extreme Racer for whatever reason, but you start the game, it still shows Tokyo Extreme Racer 0 on the title screen, and then it has the miles an hour despite reading kilometers an hour. So that was, if anything, that's just that one's just a lazy port. Like that one is like is like a case of were you even trying? Oh, that was Konami's response. That was Konami who brought the PAL version of that game over. What the fuck? I did not know that, honestly. This section I hate because this section is particularly hard to go fast in, and because of how the AI cheats, it's not, you know. Thankfully, they were in 86, so it's not like it wasn't like, you know, super bad or anything, but still. Yeah, I'm just used to Crave because me being from because you know North America, for me being from North America, so. Okay, so there's one driver down here. Just gonna, again, I'm just speeding up the process of me actually trying to get there. Whoops. That. Oh boy, it's a blue Accord, blue US spec Accord. Maybe one day I should do a playthrough of this game with one of those with like that Accord or the Prelude or something, just to, or the Eclipse, just to see how that would go. Ubisoft ported over. Ubisoft was responsible for Import Tuner Challenge. Crave for, like, I don't know why they didn't get Crave to do that version of the game. I guess they just thought maybe they just thought to go with someone else, or maybe just Ubisoft offered. I'm not sure. Oh, they were miles back and they still did that. That's always the worst, is whenever they do that. Like, that tells you how bad the AI path parameters are. Yep, just skip that a little bit. Oh, you're finally done with the GT7 car stuff. Ah! Fuck. Holy crap, I didn't think this 86 was gonna just leave me here. Like, what the fuck? Meister. Oh, I'm sure they'll fix it. I mean, what people might not remember, but I remember this very well. when the GT Sport update happened, when it gave us two of those 911 GT3s, the 996 and 997. The 996 was fine because that was a 2001 model, and that was correct. That would have been correct. But the 997 was the facelifted one, so it was technically known as the 997.2, and they initially listed it as a 2008 model year. That version of the GT, the 997.2 didn't actually release until 2009. And I even remember tweeting them about it. So who knows? Maybe they saw my tweet because in a later update they actually fixed it so it said 2009 instead. Oh god, they better not, I swear they better not do the thing again. Especially since this is a different driver. Who's now practically not even on the screen. Okay. We're good this time. There's probably a definitive number somewhere of how many vehicles are in GT Sport. Not sure what the exact number is though. I can't remember. I don't remember. I think it's in the 300s though. 338. That's it. And you so far, from what you saw, from what we've seen from everything so far, you say, Lotus, there's 416. So that's like almost 80 new cars so far with this. And it's possible that, like, maybe that thing didn't show every single vehicle anyways, because that one thing with all the, like, the car icons and stuff, that's probably not even the full list of them. It's just... I mean, they've already announced post-launch content, which, I mean, that's no surprise. I knew that was going to be happening anyways. But what I'm guessing is... I wouldn't be surprised if they do it like GT Sport is. I suspect by the end of that game's run, it will probably have somewhere within the 600, maybe even the 600 range. This car is so hampered by its lack of speed right now. I knew we'd hit that point in the game where it would start to become like a pain in the ass, and so far I think I've already reached it. Yep. Fast forward that a little bit. I'm so mad. I am so mad right now. So yeah, just go again. Maybe I really should have prioritized the transmission because this car fucking is hurting. Good job. Nintendo just Nintendo really just doesn't like people. I think they just see us as the guinea pigs to buy their products a lot of times, and then they make all the rules. Oh, that's an RX-7 I didn't have. Interesting. I just realized where this is going to be starting, so this could go badly. Okay, maybe not so much. It was probably saved by the fact that there was another car there, another like actual driver car there, or at least another vehicle. He did gain a little bit, but not too much. Yeah, I'm really getting close now to being able to buy that transmission. I need that transmission. I need it. Get out of your way with your traffic vehicle. I think I can do like, I probably just have to do like one more, and then I can probably, yeah, the transmission is really what's holding this car back right now, I think. So if I can upgrade, if I just spend a bit to upgrade the transmission, I think we can, I think the vehicle will probably benefit a bit more from it. I'm gonna wait a little, because of where we are, I'm gonna wait just a little bit. Okay, I think that should be fine there. Dizzy Dave. Sorry to hear about that, Dave. Might want to get that checked. Alright, Dave. Dizzy. Okay, no worries, Frago. Good night. You take care, man. Oh. Okay. I think we finally can now actually go and upgrade the transmission. Oh, thank Christ. Should we at least, okay, and we can also change the gear ratio now too. Perfect. Get that guy thing back up that I have been using for the CRX so far, so now I can put in like what's there. Oh, I can't quite get the same because it's not the right transmission, but it's for a later. I'll just try to get it, I guess, as close as I can. And that's out of and those two are out of reach. I think I'm not sure. I might just I'll just put them at stock for now. Much trial and error would one have to go to find the perfect gearing setup? People with a lot of time on their hands. All right, I'm gonna stick to over here for now, just because I've been working here. Probably gonna go for a little bit more, then I'm gonna call it because I've been going for nearly 4 hours, so. I've never seen a CD32 in my life, Zen, so if that tells you anything. Honestly, with the way this thing's currently driving, I don't think it's gonna see much. I don't think it's gonna ever really ever see the 6th gear that much. This might work terribly, but I'm gonna try an old trick that I used, something I remember from a very old T0 video. Not even for this car. It's just something I remember. And I remember doing it because of how effective it was. I don't know if it's gonna work. Probably not. But I want to at least try it, right? Because at this point, I'm getting pretty frustrated with this lack of car's pace. Fuck, if only I remembered the name of the person who uploaded the video. I just know it's an old video. Hang on, I got an idea. If I probably name it like this, I could probably find it a bit easier, maybe. Was it not that old? Or as old as I thought? Oh, okay, I found it. Like this could be a disaster, but I'm gonna try it anyways because I'm kind of curious because this was for a 6-speed car as well, so. I don't know. This is probably going to be a bad idea, but we're going to try it anyways because I'm genuinely curious to see how this car will do with that setup. Oh my god. Well, this is definitely interesting. There wasn't much to 3rd gear at all. Could be me. I think it is actually going a little faster though. But I think I need to configure put a better like configuration on this honestly though. Oh, what am I? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. At least I still won. That was me hitting the button by accident like an idiot. Alright, I'm gonna try. I'll just try, even though this is not the right type of transmission, I'll just try that setup. Try to get close to those numbers. I'll just try that setup thing again and just get as close as I can to those numbers. Just to see what will happen. Okay, let's just see how this will do. Well, it definitely seems a bit snappier now. Oh yeah, that's right. I probably could have just been using the test course. Just general, kind of just used to doing it this way, I guess, like more often than not. It is still faster than it was when I was just leaving them all in the middle, though. So it's still, this is still an improvement. This is at least still an improvement. Jesus Christ, TR Racing already showing up. I sometimes keep forgetting that certain teams show up in these areas. Well done. Well done, Williams. You've wiped out. You've lived up to your name very early on. Oh god. Speaking of wiping out, that's now what I've done. Yeah, TR Racing is a pretty late team in Zero. Wait, hang on, I'm sorry, mod chip Dreamcast? What the fuck? The Dreamcast didn't need a mod chip. Unless it was unless it was solely just to play like your genuine region logged games. Actually, maybe that is why they existed. Fuck. Boy, this is turning to be annoying. That's not, Marcus, if it's to replace a laser, that's not a mod chip. You're probably thinking of an optical drive. An optical drive emulator. Something that uses like SD cards or portable or like hard drives or whatnot. That's not a mod chip. Or at least it's not what I would consider a mod chip in the technical set, in the default sense, as someone who grew up with modded consoles quite frequently because of relaxed Canadian laws at the time. Yeah, okay, I think I'm getting a little too tired of yeah, it's an optical drive emulator. Okay, anyways, yeah. I'm getting too tired right now doing this. I had a feeling that using a C-Class car was going to be a lot more work. And we're still dealing with cars that are just too damn difficult to reach. But we're not going to give up. I'm going to come back to this another time. Like, this is definitely not going to be the end of this playthrough. It's just for now. I'm going to call it here because I've been going for 4 hours, and I would like to at least make something to eat before it's too late, because yeah, there's a lot of people going streaming at the moment, so like a lot. Anyways. So I'm just trying to think who can I send everyone from here over to. So we got Craig, we've got Tack Rack, we got Arrow, we've got Drive Through, Batch of Goodjerp, Rhino, Paula, TK. Well, I'm gonna. I'm just trying to think who do I want to going raid me despite the fact I don't stream, but I can't. You're not live. I can only raid people. I can only raid when people are live. Alright, well, Arrow and Drive-Thru seem to be doing okay. Rhino is only, I don't know why Rhino only has 10 viewers for playing a rally game. I guess it's just one of those nights. So fuck it, I'll just send it over to him since his numbers are a bit surprising at the moment, but toss him over his way. But anyways, that's gonna be it for me though tonight. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will